Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another installment in the Luxury Will I Buy It series, but here on my channel we had a little French twist. So for collections we do want, we say oui, and for collections we don't want, we say non merci. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Thank you for joining me this morning with your coffee. Today we are going to be focusing on fall beauty releases. Now some of these have been percolating for weeks or months. Most of these are already available for sale and have been for a while. But I thought for today, since we are August, we are closer to fall, we would just focus on new fall beauty releases. I think this makes more sense. So let's get our coffee, let's get our steps in. I'm still easing into things, so we're going to take it slow and take a few pauses during our steps today. First up, I'm going to list a couple of the blogs that I mentioned today in the description box. Please go check them out. The first one here is from Guerlain. This is the Rouge J collection. This is their fall release, and a spoiler, I did in fact pick this up. I have this right behind here that I will be filming very soon, but this is the Guerlain fall release. Now, whenever Guerlain does seasonal releases, they tend to be quite concise, and I really appreciate that. You know, they don't do lots of superfluous products, just very, very concise. And they have two palettes here. There's one that's calling my name right away. This is number 258, Wild Nudes. This is described as a delicate, luminous cameo of beige, brown, and pink. Now, when we look at this palette, it looks a bit boring, dare I say, but it looks like the type of palette that looks boring in the palette, but then on the eyes is very flattering. This looks very versatile, very easy to use. Sometimes the palettes that look the least interesting are just the easiest to use, and as much as I love a blue eye, sometimes you just need a basic, and this looks really pretty. I love the gold palette. They didn't seem to do anything different here for the outside of the packaging here. Now there is also a second palette. This one here is 910. This is the Undressed Brown, a quad of warm tones from matte brown to metallic copper. I like this one, but I think, I don't know, I'm a little bit off of all the warm eyeshadows. Like, I think this could be nice. It's really just that one orange coppery shade that's really throwing me off. The rest of the palette looks beautiful. I mean, it's going to be those earthy metallic brown coppers, so there's no wrong answer here. I think that it's pretty, but the first one is definitely for me. And then we have some new lipsticks. We have new matte and also satin. The bullet lipsticks from Guerlain are seriously underrated. They're just so incredibly long wearing and comfortable, gorgeous. And I picked up one of the lipsticks, and they all look very nudie, neutral, to, you know, go with the earthy neutral palettes. And then of course, gorgeous cases. They always come out with cases, and every time I think this one here is the most beautiful, and then they somehow come out with even more beautiful ones. So yeah, Guerlain Fall 2023, a huge oui for me. I think it's great. I love how small it is, and I just think that every piece is well executed. Yeah, I think so. It's a huge oui for me. Next up is the Dior fall makeup release, and this here, I believe it's already available in the US. I think in Canada it's coming out very soon. I saw it on the Canadian site, but it sort of disappeared. Like, I had to hunt for it, and then it said unavailable, so it should be out very soon. So here we have two eyeshadow palettes. These are the 5 Couleurs Couture eyeshadows, 523 and then 683. Now 683 here, like, just the packaging overall here looks quilted. It reminds me of a quilt, like a big knitted sweater or a scarf. It's giving sweater weather, and I like that. It's giving fall. It's giving fall vibes. It is a little bit reminiscent of Guerlain. You know, we're seeing some similarities here. No one reinvented the wheel. That's okay. So 683 looks deeper, richer. It has more reds. Right away, I'm seeing red. I'm seeing almost like burgundy. It's giving, you know, like fall foliage, that deep, rich, not quite burgundy, but like reddish brown. Personally, 683 is a non merci, but I'm really intrigued by 523. It looks neutral, it looks nude. I'm really curious if that bottom color is going to be a bit more taupe cool. We really need cool eyeshadows. Where have all the cool toned eyeshadows gone? To the cool toned eyeshadow island? I don't know, but they're not here. And I get it for fall, you know, sometimes people want to do, you know, more fall foliage inspired colors. I get that. So for me, it is 523 for sure. I think I maybe want to swatch it in person just to see if there's something special about it. If it's just another neutral palette, I don't know if I'll get it, but if I'm getting one, it's that one. And then this blush here, 537. This looks really, really cute. I don't know, because like looking at it right here, it kind of looks like it's a little bit red. I don't know if it's more peach. This is a promo photo here, but it looks like a little bit red. So I'm intrigued. I'm very interesting. I'm very interested. I think this could work. And again, I just love the detailing. It looks like someone just sat there and knitted this entire design. And then we have a couple of nail polishes to go with this. We have a really nice like neutral, and I wonder if it's like a flat milky ballet slipper pink or if it has like a pearlescence to it. And then the other one is giving brown with a gold shift, so you can clearly see that you can get very, very matchy nails to lips. I'm not doing that today, but you could do like nails to eyes. Sorry, you could do very matchy or mix and match. It looks very pretty. I'm surprised that this collection looks so small. I think it's more for like the holiday releases where they do 2 eyeshadows, 2 blushes, 2 or 5 highlighters, and just do a lot. But you know what? This brand has been coming out with so much this year. Like everything has been reformulated. So if they're just gonna come out with a couple pick and mix items for fall, I'm okay with that. I think this is a oui for me. It's like it's a oui. I'm not gonna get everything because why would I do that? But I like the design. I love the quilted look. I think it's very, very trendy for fall. I think it's great. I like the color, so it's a oui for me. Okay, moving on to Chantecaille. This is the Mustang collection. It includes 2 lip veils and 4 eyeshadows. So the lip veil in Laurel, a rich nude pink. Let's see a swatch of this one here. And then in the lip veil in Wild Begonia, a deep rose. I like the lip veils. They're very creamy, very buttery. They're not the most long-lasting lipstick, but they are very creamy and hydrating. So if you have drier lips, they could be nice for you. They smell like a vanilla cupcake. There is that. It isn't for everyone. So I really like their single eyeshadows. I have, my favorite is Pangolin. It's like a purple shift. It's like a dusky lilac, gorgeous, but they're not for everyone because they can have fallout. And the way that I use mine is I spray my brush with setting spray and then I layer it on. And some people don't like to do that. I get that. If you just apply these dry, they don't give you as much payoff. Like you really have to use a setting spray on your brush. And these ones here, there are 2 mattes. I've never seen a matte in the luminescent eye shade, and I kind of feel like it's a bit redundant because it's called luminescent eye shade, and to me, the luminescent part is the best part because when you wet the brush and you apply it, it looks like you're wearing like 4 different colors at once, which is great. So I'm really intrigued by why there's a matte one because they have single eyeshadows available already. So I don't know why they have ones for the luminescent eye shade, but they have 1 matte shade in Palomino, and then they have 1 in Bay. These all must be like horse terms. I'm not a horse girl, but these must be like names for horses. And then there's a luminescent eye shade in, I want to say Rohan, like in Lord of the Rings, but I think it's Rowan. And then there's 1 in Pinto. I think that these look really pretty, but honestly, like these single shadows put together look a lot like the palette from Dior, like the palette from Guerlain. Like it's a lot of the same colors. So I wouldn't personally get the exact same thing across 3 different brands personally. But if there's just like 1 shade that you want, I would say go for it. So I hope that these are good. I'm really intrigued, but I don't know. I think it's probably a non merci. I don't know, like I'm just not going to go ahead and buy the exact same 4 colors or 5 colors. like 4 shades, 4 color stories across a bunch of different brands. So probably a no merci. Okay, moving on to Givenchy. They are launching a new line of lip products. They are really strong with their lips and also cheeks. I've seen that online recently. Their Prisme Libre blushes are available in like North America now, which I'm very happy about because I got mine a couple of years ago, I think through Selfridges or Harrods or Harvey Nichols or some sort of like UK British retailer, and they're available now, which I'm super happy about. I'm going to start wearing them more often now that they're available here, and they're fabulous. But they have a new product here as well. This is the Givenchy Le Rouge Interdit Cream Velvet for fall 2023. Cream velvet, interesting. So is this a liquid lipstick? Is this like a lip lacquer? You know, it's cream and velvet. So is it like a thick liquefied lipstick that's glossy? They're described as having a creamy texture, but also light as air, giving intense color in one swipe with a soft matte finish. So it's a matte liquid lipstick. Interesting. They make great lip products. They make great products in general. I really like Givenchy as a brand because I find for their seasonal releases, again, they just do what they want. They're not interested in hitting every category of product. They kind of just go to the beat of their own drum. They come out with what they want, when they want, and that's it. And I kind of like that. It's more, I find it's more luxurious instead of like shoving 6,000 products down your throat like every 6 weeks, like buy, buy, buy. It's like, calm down. This is meant to be luxury. So I like that. Let's look at some of the colors here. So we have some, the first row is more nudie, neutral. And then in the center, it looks, I'm seeing one shade, it's a berry. I'm sort of into a berry moment berry mood at the moment. But the neutral nudes look pretty. And then this row here looks berry-ish, red-ish, perfect for fall. And then more reds as well. And it looks like some of these might be reds that are more plummy, more brick. I don't know. I think there's a nice variety of colors here. And what's interesting is the wand. The wand applicator looks like a little hourglass. It looks tapered. So probably when you're applying it, it's going to hug the lip very nicely. I think that this is very promising. I would not try I wouldn't buy all of them, of course, that's insane, but I would definitely give these a try, maybe 1 or 2 shades. I really hope that they, knock on wood, come to the counter really soon so I can just give them a swatch because, you know, it's hard to suss online, you know, what it's going to actually look like and then on your skin as well. But I'm just looking at some of the names here and we have names like golden beige, red saffron, classic red, copper brown, soft brown. So there's a nice rainbow assortment here. And I think that these are perfect for fall. I think for me, something about fall and winter, I know it's too soon, but fall, let's say stick with fall, is like, it gives me inspiration for a matte, intense lip. So maybe one of these beautiful plummy shades will be for me. All right, let's move on to SUQQU. So SUQQU is a brand that I still haven't tried out yet, but I know many of you like them, so I'm going to share my thoughts with you here. So I'm looking at this here. This sneak peek was actually snuck out in May for fall 2023. So I'm waiting now until August. Seems a bit better time. But this is the fall 2023 for SUQQU. So here we have 2 eyeshadow palettes. And I mean, I think they both look pretty. I like that crushed metallic color. One looks a bit more blue cool and one's a bit more green. I don't know. I'm a little bit leaning more towards the blue because maybe it's a bit cool, but then the pink is throwing me off a little bit. It's giving a little bit more springtime than fall, but maybe it's like, you know, about like fall icy crisp mornings. The green one is very classic for fall, you know, fall foliage with a little bit of yellow and the brown. I think both of these look very pretty. I like that both of the palettes have those neutral colors on the side, like the cream on top and then the brownie color. Looks very, very user-friendly. Like you don't have to go into the pop of color if you don't want to. And then on the bottom, we have those two blushes. I've heard that their blushes are really pretty. I like the gradient. You know, I am the person who is going to take their brush and just destroy it and wreck it. You won't see the perfect gradient anymore, but I'm sure it looks very pretty. And we have one that's a bit more pink, one that's a bit more beigey to go with whichever eyeshadow you pick. And then we've got tons of other products here. I think I may have mentioned this before at some other time, but we have some, what are these? The Vibrant Rich lipsticks. I've heard that the lipsticks are very nice, very rich, very moisturizing and long wearing, so that's great. And then we have some nail polishes, and the nail polishes look like the crushed eyeshadows. They look like the corresponding colors, which I love. I love a matchy moment. And then these are a bunch of liquid eyeshadows. I don't know what it is about liquid eyeshadows, stick eyeshadows, but this summer, this year, stick eyeshadows have made a comeback really strong. I'm wearing one today from Bobbi Brown, golden pink, just to like highlight a little bit. But yeah, we have a lot of colors here. It's a bit overwhelming, but you could get one of these liquid eyeshadows. They all look very shimmery. Like they don't look matte. They look like they have some sort of satin finish. You could combine these with one of the palettes or wear them on their own. And then an eyeshadow primer. Yes, this does look familiar to me. Maybe I have mentioned this before in the summer months, but this is a fall release only today. And we have a lot of other releases available that have come out in the past few weeks, which I will mention or talk about in a later video. Don't worry, there'll be more Will I Buy It videos, but today we are sticking to fall. And now, last but not least, for the fall collection video here, let me put on some rose-colored glasses and we will talk about Chanel, because apparently we have 2 releases from Chanel this year for fall. We have seen some sneak peeks that have been snuck out for several weeks. We've seen some accounts on Instagram get taken down. How interesting. So first we have this Bezos collection. This is the eyeshadow palette with the crushed gold background here. And we have 4 colors, 4 palettes to choose from. The first one here that I've been seeing a lot online is 338 Parure Baroque. Now, I had a lot of people ask me if I would get this one specifically because it's green. I love green, I love blue. This palette to me is so jarring. Something about the red and the green, like Merry Christmas, first of all. I love green, I love blue. You know how I feel about red eyeshadow. I think it's been overdone completely. It's really not for me. Even with these rose-colored glasses, I can't really get into it. This looks like the type of palette where you can only use 2 colors at once. You could use the green and the gold, or the green and the silver. You could use the red and the gold, or the red and silver. I don't really see myself using, I've seen people use all of them. Online here, you'll see ads where they're doing green on top and red on the bottom. These glasses are not helping. No, it's not for me. I know some people are really into it, but non merci for that one. Absolutely not. Moving on to number 308, Parure Impériale. This one also is a hard non merci for me. This is giving so many of the deep, warm reds, purple plums that we've seen. I can't even name them all. We've seen so many quads that look like this. They've added, you know, like a pearlescent and then a gold, but that's about it. You know, I feel like a broken record. I must be so boring to listen to, but it's just, I'm reporting on what I'm seeing, and I've seen these colors before so many times. Listen, if you want like a deep burgundy plum or red, this is definitely for you. This is screaming fall foliage all over the place, but I cannot handle another 4 color palette from Chanel in these tones. Absolutely not. Now let's move on to something a bit more palatable for myself. We have number 318, Parure Vénitienne. This is giving me remnants of Tissé Vendôme, which is, I love the Tissé formula. I love that palette, and this to me looks like Tissé Vendôme with a twist. I would say all of these look very wearable. I think the peach is going to be very light. It's not going to be a garish orange. I think it's going to be an everyday, easy peasy, no-brainer type of palette. It looks very soft, looks very elegant. This is my number 2 contender, but the one that I will be getting personally is number 328 Parure Cristal. This to me is refreshing. First of all, it looks like there's a cool color. Thank goodness for a cool toned color. I think it's going to be a bit silvery, a bit white, but I'm going to mix it with the other colors. This looks just the best one to me personally. I think this looks like the nicest, most wearable. Well, I think the last 2 that I've mentioned are the nicest and most wearable, but for me personally, it's going to be Parure Cristal. I think that this just looks nicest. I don't see any red or warm plum red, garish orange colors. I think this looks really nice, very sweet, very simple. And what I'm interested in is knowing why the inside of the case is gold, but not the outside of the case. Why isn't the outside different? I'm wondering also what the little pochette, what the little velour bag is like. I'm hoping it's different. Like the tweeds. Remember the tweeds when everyone collectively lost their minds, myself included? So the Bezos collection, it's a mixed bag for me personally. I would love to see more colors. No red, please. If you want to do more greens, more blues, more purples, Chanel, I'm here for it. Get rid of the red. Oh my God. Especially, like I have so much eyeshadow from the brand. I have enough red eyeshadow from Chanel specifically. I don't need any more. So please, please knock it off. And finally, we have a second fall collection from Chanel. Why not? The color pop of luxury beauty, apparently. This is the Equinox, the fall collection. What does Equinox mean? Does that mean fall? Something to do with fall, harvest, something like that? Anyway, this is available now or will be at some point very, very soon. This to me is significantly more interesting than the Bezos collection, personally. Why, do you ask? Well, first of all, we actually have something new. Oh, shocking. These are the Ombre Première Libre Loose eyeshadows, and it says that they're limited edition. That's really unfortunate. I don't know why they're going into so much effort and pain to create a new product just to make it limited edition, whatever. Not that they ask me. So these are smooth satin-like texture that melts and glides onto the lids, and there are 6 shades to choose from. So I believe this is like a loose pigment, like a loose eyeshadow powder, and you have that little applicator thingy, so I think you just apply it like this. I'm wondering if you can dump some out on like a tissue and apply it. I wonder if it's like a crushed pigment. I'm just here for something new, something interesting, something different, and I like the colors. There needs to be more cool tones. I really wish there was at least 1, maybe 2 of these that were more cool tones. But I think that there are some good colors here, and it's giving very fall foliage colors. So I think the ones that I'm going to be getting are number 402 Sycamore and 414 Mûrier Nuire. So Mûrier is like, well, it's giving sort of like blackberry purple, and the Sycamore color, it's not quite champagne, but it's one of the lighter colors. So it'll give like a plummy berry, no red, but it'll be nice, I think. Knock on wood that I can make it work. But I suspect that these will be very volatile. I suspect that these will have lots of fallout because they are a loose pigment. It reminds me of MAC. Remember MAC from like 15 years ago? They kept having those little vials of crushed loose pigment. That's what this reminds me of. So I'm someone who always does eyes first, so it's probably not going to be an issue for me. But if you do your face first, my makeup spider sense is saying you're going to have like little specks all over, so maybe do your eyes first. Moving on, we have these 2 blushes. You know, one thing about me is I love a blush, and there was a moment in time when I would say repeatedly that there was never a blush that I met from Chanel that I didn't love. Then they changed the formula. My love affair has changed, but one thing remains. I love They're limited edition, special edition blushes. They're so pretty, they're so cute, and they actually feel special. Whew, wow, shocking. We want something that feels special and expensive at the same time. So we have two here. We have one that's a bit more, what's it called? It's 797 Beige Corail, sorry. So it's a coral brown, and then a 798 Beige Rose et Mauve, so like a purple plum. I'm going with a purple plum because I'm feeling more purple plum. And I just love these. I think like the packaging looks exquisite. It looks new. It looks special. It looks fresh. I think it looks great. Good. This is what I want. That's all I want. I don't need 4 new eyeshadow quads every single fall. I suspect they're going to start doing this a lot because we all lost our minds, myself included, for the tweed. So now they're like, oh, they like this. Let's do more of these. But obviously these blushes are limited edition. If you want these, contact someone. These are going to fly off the shelf. So the blushes, the cheek products, always sell out the fastest. And so yeah, I'm really happy for these. I'm hoping, oh, if you look closely, there's a lot of loud noises outside. If you look closely, the back looks like crushed leaves, so it's giving fall pretty. And I hope that this CC interlocking is all the way down to the palette, like down to the pan, not just like an overlay. So very pretty. And then we have some new limited edition Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks. So one of these is new. One of these is new. 5 are re-promotions, re-releases. I wasn't a huge fan of the Rouge Coco Bloom at first. I think it's because when they first came out, they had too many warm red colors, and I wanted something different. But here we have a variety. We have some neutral, like nudies. We have some reds, warm red, of course, and then one really dark, rich, almost like brownie plum. Perfect for fall. I'm personally skipping all of these lipsticks. I just have so much lipstick, and lipstick goes bad quicker because it's liquid. You know, anything that's liquid, it's going to expire faster than anything that's dry, like a powder. So I have enough lipstick, and quite frankly, these colors, no merci. But then last but not least, we have 2 new nail colors here. And this, I love the matchy of the nails to the lips, to the cheeks, to the eyes. You can see it clear. Like if you want to do plum, you can do plum all over. If you want to do that beigey coral, you can do beigey coral all over. I love that. So the 2 nail polishes, I'm gonna have to see them in person. I love a nail color, but I might do different colors. I might do something different. I don't know. Like, I like the idea of these nail colors, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy them myself. So anyway, that is it. That is this roundup. I think I got most of the fall releases for Luxury Beauty. There are a lot of other releases. I'll do another one of these next week, probably. I can do one of these, like once a week, and still have plenty to talk about. So thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful stroll through the mall. I finished my coffee. Let's get another one. Thank you for getting your steps in with me today. Sound off down below. What have you already purchased? I'm certain many of you have already picked up a lot of these items and you're waiting for me to do my tutorials. They're coming out very soon. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel, because one thing about me is I like to mix and match new and old. So I'm going to get a lot of these products that I mentioned today, but I'm going to use and reuse them and show you interesting and innovative ways to use up what you already own mixed in with some new releases. So make sure you're subscribed. And on that note, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.